Good afternoon. I am Tiffany Guy. I serve as the CEO, and I'm joined by my colleague, Tony Battaglia, who serves as the COO of Bell. Bell was founded nearly 20 years ago to transform the academic achievements, the self-confidence, and the life trajectories of children living in low-income urban communities. Because we believe in the tremendous potential of all children to excel, we call them scholars, regardless of the neighborhoods they grow up in, the family resources they have, or the schools they attend. We focus on children in grades K through 8 who are attending high poverty, low performing schools in our nation's most troubled urban communities. And we are serving them by leveraging their out of school time in partnership with their schools, with their teachers, and with their school district. We provide an academically rigorous, enriching experience that provides a strong foundation of academic and social success so that children have a pathway out of poverty. Today, we have grown to serve more than 10,000 children annually across 5 states with annual revenues in excess of $20 million. In an early stage of our growth, we raised and invested more than $17 million to serve 30,000 children in a 3-year period. In this phase of growth, we seek to raise $15 million, invest that in capacity and in growth, and hope to reach 50,000 or more students in the next few years. Of several programs that Bell runs in out-of-school time, we believe that summer learning is the highest leverage opportunity for creating transformational change. As this diagram depicts, there is a gap in achievement between low-income students represented in orange and higher-income students represented in green. The gap begins before they even begin school, which is to the far left. And as you see with the similar slopes over the course of kindergarten, over the course of first grade, over the course of second grade, students are actually learning at similar rates when they're in school, but gaps are developing when they're out of school. And that's represented by the divergent slope. And in particular, in the summer months that students spend not learning, when they're in a low-income family and they don't have access to learning opportunities. So you see by the difference between this orange piece of the graph and the green piece that the gap in summer learning and the resulting gap in achievement not only develops in the summer, but it accumulates. And by the time students are in 5th grade, the gap in achievement is as much as 2 years. This is clearly a place that is contributing strongly to the problems that our students in low-income communities face with achievement and later success, and it provides a compelling and very clear opportunity to intervene in this cycle. So Bell leverages a set of public and community resources, in particular schools, school facilities, certified teachers, public dollars, data, and we partner it with community and private resources like college students, enrichment courses, and private philanthropy so that we can organize it in a public-private partnership, a set of activities that are academically rigorous and effective, but different in experience from the school day, enriching and fun. Our programs are also culturally relevant and do a great deal more than the regular schools to engage parents in the educational process. And we are finding that this approach actually works. So our summer program, for example, serves students over a 6-week period, and instead of losing skills, as you saw in the previous graph, our scholars gain skills. In just 6 weeks, they gain an average of 3 months equivalent reading and math skills. Some students gain as much as 1 year in just that 6-week period. Our children can excel if they're provided with the proper resources and supports. Our evidence also points to improvement in school attendance when they go back to school in the fall, in on-time promotion rates, and in whole school performance. This data is measured annually, and we have, on top of that, a rigorous study that was conducted by the Urban Institute utilizing random assignment. It points to evidence that indeed the impact on reading achievement is statistically significant, and that as a result of participating in Bell, parents from low-income households are actually more engaged with their child's education, and in particular their at-home reading habits, than the control group. Importantly, this study also showed that Bell's programs are replicated with fidelity across multiple schools and multiple cities. Our program, our mission is compelling and it's evidence-based, and the organization is growth-ready. So in our next phase of growth, we seek to do three things. One, we want to reach more communities and more scholars. We want to launch our public-private learning partnerships in at least 3 new states, in addition to growing in our current 5, and together over a 4-year period reach a cumulative total of more than 50,000 scholars. 2, we want to further strengthen our program's impact and our organization's capacity to grow with quality. We want to invest in school district partnership development, which for us is new business development. We need resources, particularly through talent and structure, that allows us to not only build but maintain relationships with school districts so that our public-private funding model is actually sustained. We want to continue to innovate on the program development side. We want to invest in our people so that our talent leads, the growth of our talent leads the growth of our organization. And we want to also invest in communications and systems. Finally, we want to expand our evidence base through a next-generation independent study and share our outcomes. We want to invest in another random assignment study, although we've been through one, both the cost in real money and the cost operationally of doing a study that rigorous, but we want to do another one. It reflects, I think, 3 things for us: a commitment to continuous improvement, 1, a commitment to the highest level of evidence, 2, but also a belief that with evidence, we can actually demonstrate that children can excel regardless of where they come from. We can demonstrate how it's done, and we can go beyond scaling just our program and our organization and actually begin to scale our impact. Our next generation study will answer new and different questions as we've listed here. This does require growth capital. We are seeking $15 million to invest. We've raised 5.8 to date toward a greater growth capital need. We have a social innovation fund commitment through the Edna McConnell Clark Foundation that we will be able to secure of up to $5 million if we are able to raise $5 million in matching funds, and that will leave us with 4.9 to raise. With the growth capital, Bell has the talent. We have a highly engaged national board of directors. We have depth in our headquarters team based in Boston and in our regional teams across 5 states. And that team has led, through our earlier growth phase, investments of more than $17 million to build out systems and processes that have allowed us to scale thus far and that we can take advantage of in our next phase. Finally, we have a model, a financial model for sustaining our scale and our impact beyond the life of the growth capital. We have, with scale at a regional level, a sustainable cost structure, which is represented on the left, and that includes our headquarters support costs, and a revenue model that says we can access a government anchor source. Typically for us, it's been Title I, and raise a modest amount of private philanthropy at the local level to help sustain the work at a regional level, and with multiple regions operating, sustain us enterprise-wide. We find ourselves at a moment in time when evidence-based innovations in education are ready to be scaled up. There's a public appetite for it, and Bell is poised to take advantage of the moment. I thank you for your attention.